The modern world is a full-scale assault on your mind. Endless noise, endless opinions, endless distractions. It feels impossible to think clearly. Yet, nearly 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor faced war, plague, and betrayal, and somehow, he mastered mental clarity. His name was Marcus Aurelius. And today, you're going to learn the 5 powerful Stoic lessons he used to think clearly when everything around him was collapsing into absolute chaos. Let's start with the first lesson, the citadel of the mind. Marcus Aurelius believed that your mind must become an impenetrable fortress, a citadel completely untouched by the chaos swirling outside. Think about it. You can't control the stock market, you can't control the weather, you can't control what other people say or do. But you have absolute, undisputed control over one thing: how you choose to interpret those events. Stoicism teaches this radical, life-changing truth. Nothing can truly harm you unless you allow it to harm you. The event itself is neutral. It's your judgment, your perception of it, that inflicts the wound. When you discipline your perception and refuse to label things as terrible or disastrous, something amazing happens. Clarity replaces confusion. You see things for what they are, not what your fear tells you they are. This is the first and most fundamental step to reclaiming your mind. Now for lesson 2, the sword of control. Life becomes completely overwhelming when we waste our energy fighting battles we can never win. Marcus Aurelius taught a razor-sharp distinction, a mental sword to cut through the noise. You must separate what is within your control from what is not. So what's in your control? Your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, your values, your character. That's it. That's the list. Everything else, other people's opinions, your reputation, your health, your wealth, is ultimately outside of your direct control. A clear thinker conserves their power. They refuse to get dragged into unnecessary battles over things they can't change. They focus their entire energy, their entire being, on what they can influence, their own responses. This isn't about being passive, it's about being strategic. It's about choosing your battles wisely and pouring your strength where it actually makes a difference. Lesson 3 is all about equanimity, the Stoic elixir. Equanimity is the art of maintaining emotional balance, even when you're under immense pressure. It's about being the calm eye in the center of the hurricane. Marcus Aurelius didn't try to avoid hardship. That's impossible. Instead, he trained himself to remain calm and rational inside of it. Stoicism gives you the tools to reframe obstacles. That difficult project at work? It's not a burden. It's a tool to build your patience and problem-solving skills. That unexpected setback? It's not a disaster. It's an opportunity to practice resilience. Chaos isn't something to be feared. It's a training ground for clarity. When you can look at a challenge and see it as a chance to grow stronger, you transform resistance into resilience. You find a strange sense of peace, not by escaping problems, but by using them to become better. Next up, lesson 4, and it's a powerful one. Memento mori, the ultimate filter. Marcus Aurelius often wrote in his journal, "You could leave life right now." Now, this wasn't him being morbid or depressed. It was a tool for precision. It was a filter to cut through all the trivial nonsense that clutters our lives. Constantly remembering that your time is finite forces you to ask the most important question of all. Does this truly matter? Does this argument matter? Does this worry matter? Does holding this grudge matter in the grand scheme of things? Most of the time, the answer is a resounding no. Memento mori cuts through indecision. It deflates the ego, and it vaporizes distractions. Clear thinking begins the moment you start to respect your time as the precious, non-renewable resource that it is. It forces you to focus only on what is essential. Finally, lesson 5, virtue as the North Star. For Marcus Aurelius, virtue wasn't some abstract philosophical theory. It was a practical guide for alignment. The 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism are wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Wisdom, to know the right thing to do. Justice, to do right by others. Courage, to do it even when it's hard. And temperance, to do it with moderation and self-control. When your actions align with these principles, your mind becomes quiet and clear. You're no longer pulled in a million different directions by desires, fears, or the opinions of others. You have a fixed point, a North Star, guiding every decision. True clarity doesn't come from chasing external success or validation. It comes from embodying integrity. It's an internal state of being, not an external achievement. So what's the takeaway here? Stoicism isn't about escaping reality. It's about mastering it. Marcus Aurelius didn't leave us a book of empty motivation. He left us a mental operating system designed for high-stress environments. If you want clarity in the middle of chaos, if you want strength under pressure, and if you want peace without having to withdraw from the world, this path is here for you. Thanks for watching. If this helped sharpen your mind, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can keep training with us daily.